All right, so once again, live daily chart and weekly chart trading. We'll go through it in a minute here. I'm staying in the Holiday Inn Hotel in Hua Hin. Took a one-night trip over here just to kind of have a look at the view. It's near the ocean. We'll give you a quick room tour eventually. But let's get on the chart and talk about the setup in the market right now. Okay, so welcome back. Currently, this Monday morning, 9:30 a.m. or so in the US, 9:44 p.m. here my time, roughly. We'll go through some live trades. I'll be putting my trades like I always every single week. I want to go to some trades we took last week too. So the ones here on my watches that are yellow, these are the trades from last week. We'll have a few of them on the list here and some new trades. So we'll have a look at these. So first of all, last week, Amazon had a big push. Pretty amazing, this one. Last week, I put off an order on this somewhere around here. I have a stop loss now down below here. For Amazon, it went quite well, pushed in the favor again. This is a good setup on the daily chart. I think we had a setup on the weekly chart too, but daily chart worked out really fine. That was a nice one, big push. I'm selling that trade, didn't close anything yet. Stop loss still below the low over here at 195, and that sounds quite good. So looking quite fine for now. Already this is close to a 2-to-1 UR to risk. I'm going to keep this on as long as the hull is green and we are above the hull. If you haven't watched last week's video where we took that trade, go watch it. It's going to be linked somewhere in the corner of the screen. Also link in the description below. We have last week, the week before too, where I was in Hong Kong. So check these out. A lot of good stuff in those videos to learn from. But that's the first one to look at. Next one is Coca-Cola. We also took a trade on this last week on the weekly chart, I believe. Right over here. So that trade didn't do much. Still that trade. Entered above the engulfing candle over here. Stop loss below the low over here. Quite a big stop loss, but it makes sense for the market. And our target here is just basically the hull. When it turns red, we'll get out. Now, so far it's flat a little bit. We'll see what it does from here. But it had a really good run. So I have my average price on Coca-Cola is down below over here, which is very, very low, right? This is 788. Now we are at 2,287. Big difference. Again, that trade is outlined into last week's video. You can watch it. IXN is also one we entered last week, where we had this candle of, I believe, daily chart right here. You can see we have a engulfing candle below the hull, closing above the hull, and entry above the high candlestick, stop loss below the low. And again, we don't have a fixed target on this, but it's been going quite well. We have a big gap on this. Currently, we are at a 1-to-1 on this or so. It's going to keep going for a while, I'm pretty sure. And it was a pretty good trade. Now, there's one other trade that was really, really good last week. I was pretty happy about. But before we go to this one, let me give you a quick room tour. And we'll have a look at this Holiday Inn Hotel room, which is kind of cool with the beach view. Alright, so coming in the room, this is a Holiday Inn. I'm not really saying Holiday Inns a lot. I think it's a decent brand, but a little bit more casual. It's alright. So kind of like a vacation style, family style for sure. We've got the little bathroom here, which is quite alright. Quite simple. Yeah, nice decorations. And if you turn over here, we've got a little mini bar area with the place of the suitcase. Looks alright. But really the key thing of this room is the view. So we have the view on the ocean in Hua Hin, Thailand. Here's the bed, looks alright. Little here workstation with the chair that's not too much in good condition apparently. But that's alright. Guess we'll deal with that for one night. And here's the view from the room. Really beautiful. It's amazing. And what can you see? It's a very simple room, not too big, not too small. I think the view is kind of worth it. And yeah, so let's get back on the chart. Okay, so here's a trade that really took everyone by surprise last week. This was on Lululemon. Now I have a very small size on this. I didn't add to it last week based on the fact that I wasn't certain about this move, but it worked out really well. If you took that trade setup, like I was mentioning last week, you had no size on it. You could add some size to that position, kind of build a position to this. Our entry was all the way over here. Price went up 1, 2, 3 days. 4th day was a big gap up, nearly 16%. I posted this in our Slack group, and some of the students were pretty happy about this. That was a good trade, and yeah, that was a pretty good surprise. I also have some size into this, which makes me a good profit overall. But you'll see that this was one that you could have gotten in a bit better if you took the trade last week. McDonald also was crushing it. So McDonald we got in last week, added a bit more size to this. Now my average price is at 279 or so. And price went a little bit more. I came back down. This is based off a weekly chart trades, not on a daily one. The weekly one looks a lot more positive. And we added a bit more last week from this candlestick over here. Nice big setup on the weekly chart. Price went above, came back down a little bit. So far, it's probably a break even or so. but we still have a good price on this, so I'm keeping this trade on the market. Okay, now time to go with some trades I'll take this week. First one is on this one, which is kind of not one that we would typically trade. This is the iShares Thailand ETF, basically. So it's an ETF that represents Thailand. We have a good setup on this. I've been following this for a while. Not trading super well. It went from a downward market. You can see here from below, we have our hull that is over here at the bottom, right? Going red. And then it turned to be green again. Now, it doesn't stay green for a long time usually. It stays green for only a short time, like you see here or here in the past. But I'll give it some size, like very small size to this. We had some bull runs in the past where price went up for quite a long time. This is more of a trade out of pure interest, not based on any kind of thing I've traded in the past. I just want to see how it's going to perform. I'll put very small size to it. So I go here and create a new order or Shift T if I want to do it faster. It'll be a buy trade. I'll put my entry just above the high over here. We're already there. So around 65.20 will be my limit price. I'm going to have a price better than this. And our stop loss will be somewhere around, I'm guessing it will be this low. That's way too far. So I'm going to put it somewhere, I guess in this gap over here. If I can get a 1-to-1 this, that'll be good. If you're at a trend, that'll be good too. Now we'll do like 58.30 or so. Gives us a lot of room on this one. 58.30. Take profit will be somewhere around, I guess we don't have a take profit in this usually. So this is going to be a one that we close manually based on the whole moving average. We could do a take profit if we want to keep it very hands off, but I like to keep my trades running longer. and kind of close them when the whole turns red. So I'll just leave it like this. And our risk will be a very standard, very similar, very small percent of balance. Right, it's going to be 1% of my balance. So the size is 1% of the balance. The risk is 1%. So very small. Again, it's not going to make any difference if we lose this. It's just going to be a trade that's out of curiosity and kind of see how it performs. It could be a good trade too, of course. I expect some profit out of this. So we'll leave it like that. And we'll go and put a buy on this. We should be good to go. Okay, so the limit is in. Not triggered yet. I believe this might be delayed. Yeah, this is delayed a little bit. So we'll see how this performs. Next one is on TSM, which is Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company. I have some size on this from quite recent. It's not been a long time. So I'm going to add more over here. We have it set up on the weekly chart. I have one on the daily chart too. Let's see. No, only on the weekly chart. So I'm going to go here. I have now 30 shares on this. Okay, so we have price over here. Nice little push above. Okay, that's good. I'm going to go and trade and create a new order, or as always, Shift T to make it faster. And now I want to have an order that's going to be at least above this high. If we don't go beyond this high next candlestick, so next week, I'll cancel the order, which this will be around 206, 135. So we'll put this at 206, should do it, should be fine. And then we'll put a stop loss below this, or most recent low, so maybe below this low. Kind of far in that case. 155, that's a big difference. But we're going to be safe that way. Again, this could go up quite a lot. It's been going up quite a lot recently. So this low right here, I think 155. Yeah, 155 would be good. No take profit as always. I'm going to now have 30 shares in this. So if I add 30 shares, it'll be 0.5% of my account. I'm going to go and add another 1% risk on this. That would be 69 shares, a little bit more. So I'm going to push my average price a bit up, but I'm going to go with that. Now, this will be a percent of the account over here at the 1%. So very small loss, 206 is a stop. This is good. We'll go and place the order here. Boom, that's good. All right, this will be taking time to trigger, of course. It won't be automatic. It will take a bit of time. And I think that's all we have this week. So, let's see here. We have WM as a trade went 30 few weeks back. This is doing decently. It came back for a little pullback. It's based off a daily chart. So, stuff over here went above. Now my stop loss is very far in this, somewhere over here, I believe. I see some room to go in this. That's totally fine. And we'll let the price, do what it wants to do. So here we have a whole turning red. Keep that in mind. That's very important. If the whole turns red, we close the trade. Now I'll wait for this candlestick here to close off this daily. If it's closing and still making red, I'll close it. It might come back above, in which case I don't close it directly. I'll kind of give it a bit of chance. Well, otherwise I'll close this position and get out of it. It will give a small loss, but a lot better than we could have with a bigger move to the downside. Okay, so the stop loss here is just to protect us. If it turns back to red, then we close the trade earlier for sure. But sometimes it's going to go red for a little, then come back, and next candlestick be green, and it will turn back to green again after. So I give it some room to just kind of stay there and we'll see what happens. March is also one we went to last week. This is only at break even right now. This is based off a daily chart because we have the engulfing over here and third above somewhere over here. On this month, we have a daily. So price is still pretty stable on this. Didn't go really far. We're still there at the hole pretty much. So we'll see how this goes. It might not go far up in the holidays, but it had a pretty good run recently. A couple of trades I have going on here are IVV, which is the S&P. This is one of my biggest winners this year. Get 10,000. Google is still holding on some fast on this. Coca-Cola, as I said, Apple, Netflix, Spotify is not a big size, but it's been having a huge up move this year. I talk about this every video I do, up pretty much, but it had a really good run. It went up quite a lot. I could have done a better job of adding to this over time, but I mean, it's always like a question of it's a stock that's going to be more volatile than others sometimes. Less volume, definitely. We want to be careful of that. And Caterpillar was also a really good one this past year too. Went up quite a lot. So yeah, that's it for today. Took some trades here. Mostly pending orders, nothing that went live in the market right now. All right, so to recap, this week I'm up around 0.95%, which is roughly $3,350 for the week. Not a bad week, pretty decent week, pretty average, I would say, but it's been good overall. So that's what it is for the stats behind it. If you are wondering what I trade and what kind of strategies I use, again, I kind of showed this in the chart, but I can go more in depth on that. I have a free trading on the whole moving average, which is the indicator I use. It is my main indicator for this kind of trading where I kind of ride the trend with it. I've gone in details and shared in that course about how I use it, the rules behind it, how you can really make a good income trading with it. So link to be the first link below, you can check it out. It's a free course. You just enter your email, you'll be able to access the course right away and learn all this good stuff. If you want to see my previous video, I go on the chart again, some live trading, I'll put this on the screen right here. Check it out. If you like the video today, make sure you give it a like. Also comment below with your thoughts. Any questions you have, I'm happy to answer them as always. And I'll catch you back here in the next video pretty soon. Ciao.